Hey there, this is K4A, Knowledge for All Educational Videos and Tutorials. In this video today, I just wanted to give you a link for a free ebook from Unity, which will help you learn programming patterns, and the examples are made in and for Unity game engine, but I think they are really well explained and done, so you can use them to learn these game patterns and basics of it, and then maybe reuse it in other engines. What I want to say is that I recommend this book in terms of abstract learning, agnostic in terms of not related to one engine only, although it's written for and in Unity. So this book is available at unity.com resources level up your code with game programming patterns a web page. I will leave the link in description, and there is short intro and then a book which you can scroll down like this and read it online, or click on this button which says save, little like folder with arrow icon, save, and it will open folder where you want to save it on your hard disk. In short, this book is, I have opened it in to show you. It has lots of first of all, they use, as you can see in your lower left corner, LTS, long-term support 2021 edition of Unity. But again, it should be more or less applicable to older or newer version, because that's they're explaining the basics and the foundation of programming patterns which are not related to code, specific code or language in terms of a very specific version. Maybe you should change it a little bit for previous or next version, but this should be more or less universal to other engines and other versions of Unity engines too. It is 99 pages long, and as you can see, they start with introducing what design patterns are. They are like patterns for your application or games, where when you see some features that are repeating in your games or applications, or you see some features or mechanics which could be simplified, you use some set of rules to make them how to say, better organized and bulletproof, in terms of you create set of rules and it's like a pattern, then just you reuse it. You can reuse it on more different projects which are look like one to another, or maybe even in same game, same application on different levels. And they give lots of examples, because you have different game design patterns, because you have different problems, different mechanics and features for your games, and vice versa. You will have to develop different solutions, different mechanics and features to solve those problems, and depending on what you need, you pick a game design pattern for that problem. So they here gave some first of all some introduction, then some solid principles, as solid is short for single responsibility principles, open close principles, and so on. So it's a acronym of letters which represents some principles of programming in general. They explain that also, and then they go to some specific game development patterns, which are factory pattern, object pool pattern, singleton, command pattern, state pattern, observer pattern, MVP pattern, and so on. Some 100 pages about it, and I have used most of those and use them in different engines, and with more or less changes and so on. So they are real world examples. It's not something which you are going to read and never use. Quite opposite. And not only they describe them with lots of images, which we will see in a few seconds, and explanations in Word, they also give code which can be used for games in practice in real world, like you can copy paste it or type it. Factory pattern, object pool pattern, for example, is used when you instantiate lots of same objects, like for example I think bullets or something like that, and you create them and you destroy them. So for example, you have bullets which are a player is shooting bullets. Those bullets are then going out of the screen. You don't screen not screen, sorry, screen, and you don't need those bullets to be rendered, to be shown when they are out of the screen. There is no sense. Player cannot see them, but the engine draws them, and the engine calculates coordinates for their movement and so on. So you want to destroy them, and that can be done easily with some code for, like in GameMaker, destroy instance and so on. But again, you need to create them again when player press shoot keyboard, whatever that is, and then you have to create them, then destroy them and so on. So to simplify that process of creating and destroying on and on, they have invented some kind of object pool, where you have pool of objects from which you pull that objects, and instead of creating and destroying them every time. I have made some simplified example again, but it's more or less like that. Singleton, for example, pattern is used to make a single instance of some object, and to be sure that there is only one and one only instance of that object. And you want that, for example, for player. You don't want your player to be instantiated twice, to have two players same, like two Marios on the screen, or two Zelda, two Links or whatever game you play, or for example game manager and so on. So it's like some kind of mechanism where you check if there is one and one only. If not, destroy the others. State pattern, we have talked about a little bit about state machines in I think even in previous videos, where we have talked about switch and cases in GameMaker. So you can, for example, create state pattern for your player. The first state is idle. Player is doing nothing. When the player presses the keyboard for left, right, up and down, then go to state movement. When the player presses the space bar keyboard, then go to state jump or shoot and so on. So you divide player features, player mechanics into different states and control them easily. Observer pattern is also very useful, but I think it would take me too long to explain it. But again, very useful and real world. Same as with MVP and MVP model view presenter. It's used also in some way in designing web pages, like a model view controller, but that's another story. Let me just browse through this book a little bit to show you how it looks. So they give a very simple, straight to the point images with all of you who need those to understand simpler and easier and faster what they are talking about. And under it there is a code, so you can connect those to theory and practice right away. So for example, here they show probably how you can and should divide the player input, movement and audio into different sections. We have talked about lots of times about that in my videos too, where I talk about creating managers for the game. So you can create audio manager, input manager, player movement manager in different code, in different objects or scripts. and so on. So for example, let me check. Yeah, they use C#, I think, and Unity, but again, just try to learn this and read it without pressure of Unity only. If you understand the basics, the principles of design patterns, you can just find it later, maybe some example for GameMaker or Scratch or whatever you are using. So here is some kind of switch, but let me try to find yeah, they gave really good examples. I haven't read this all, I have just scrolled through it and fast browsed to it, but it looks really quality. Simple factory pattern, let me check. Object falling, yeah, they have also used the simplest explanation like I just gave you with shooting the bullets. So instead of deleting them, you just like reuse some kind of pool of them, and that way save performance for your game engine. Singleton, yeah, they use it to the example they use it is to create and destroy audio manager, same as I said with other managers and player and so on. Command pattern, let me yeah, they're commanding some kind of robot or something like that. State, yeah, they have used some kind of player walking, jumping, standing, that's what I was talking about. And yeah, you can see here just what I was talking about a few minutes ago, and also few videos before this one in my switch and case GameMaker videos, that you can use that switch and case also for state machines, and that's what they are doing here right away. So you can see that in practice and how they type it. But we have been using switch and case in GameMaker with drag and drop blocks. They have to type it here in Unity, but it's the same principle, only raw code type instead of drag and drop blocks. And also I have used some other examples for my GameMaker switch and case, because we were learning some basics and to make it more to make it faster. But I have mentioned this, and it's a good example here that they are using it. So yeah, in short, 76, we are close to the end, but very clean, straight to the point, precise book. It really looks good to me. I will definitely read this and recommend to everyone who wants to learn programming in more advanced and complex and ways, and also to all of you who have some concrete problem with your game and you have some idea, or you have heard it, how to solve it with some game design pattern. You can just read that exact pattern. Like for example, someone told you, okay, you need observer pattern, you just go, or state, just go and read that part of the book. You can use it that way too. Also, you don't have to read it from cover to cover. I will leave the link, and I will leave the link to GitHub. I think this guy Thomas Jacobson wrote the book, or at least produced it to maybe I think a couple of authors worked on it, creators, and the book was this ebook was published on October 20th 2023, so it's relatively new, couple of months only, online, at least on this link. So you should definitely check it out. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in next one. Bye for now.